Good day to you all. This is Creative Works by Annie, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be working on the Triple Moon Skull. I need this for an order, so we're going to be working this together. I have my handy dandy favorite hook right here, which is my size 6, or otherwise it's a 1.75, 1.65. All hooks are a little bit different, okay? And I like this one because it's aluminum. So if, I've been in search for some more of this size. We also will need a little needle to hide and tuck our tail in, a pair of scissors for the very end, and I have my tape on my finger because I crochet fast and I get like a line there. And I have my handy dandy wrist patch because some people don't like my clanky clanky or to ward off evil spirits. So let's get this on, let's get set up, and let's go. So I'm just going to use some scrap yarn because it's not a very big doily. I have 2 bits right here, and we will get started. This pattern is downloadable and printable from both my Ravelry and my Etsy stores. I will have those links in the description below. Each one of my patterns, if you're new to my pattern writing style, I write things out, but I also have wonderful photos that will show you and help aid you in the construction. Okay, so we are going to chain 4, or like I said, you can make your magic circle. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to join in the center there and form a little loop. Now I'm going to work over my tail and then nip it when I get the next 2 rows done, because you'll see I'm going to work over it twice there. You'll see. Okay, now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to squeeze 12 single crochets in this little hole here, this little loop. This is where a magic circle might come in handy for some of you. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slide it over just a little bit. 11 and 12. Okay. Now I'm going to join with a slip stitch in top of the first single crochet there. But before I do that, I'm going to double check because, like I always say, it's key that you get the center right. Otherwise, it's going to fall apart later down the road. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Okay. Join that. Now we're gonna chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and you can see my tail is still right there. I'm going to be working right over that again, and we're going to put a double crochet right in that same space. Okay. We are now going to put 2 double crochets in each of the next 11 stitches, and that's going to give us a total of 24 double crochets because this first one right here counts as a double crochet. And I'm going to be working over my tail. Work smart, not harder. Using some vintage thread that was given to me by one of my testers. So Vintage thread is fantastic and beautiful. However, it does have its little bit of issues. It's not modernized, so the twist isn't quite there. But it's more, I don't know, that it's just something about working with vintage thread that just, it's magical. It's like you're being transported back in time. And right about now, I'm going to roll some wonderful little names. These are my patrons. They're the ones that help feed into my artistry. So they help keep me going. That way I can bring this to you. Okay, before we do our last stitches, I'm going to do a count. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24. Okay. Woo. I'm going to join and tap that beginning stitch right there. And join that right on up. Okay. Now I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to nip off that little bit of an end because my tails are already tucked in. You can finish tucking that in if you want, but I don't feel the need to because it's already tucked in twice. Okay, now we're going to be on round 3. So this is where it gets a little iffy and you have to watch your stitch counts. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, and we are going to put a single crochet right in that same spot where we did our joining, right on top of that beginning chain right there. Okay, and then we're going to put another single crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to end up having 2 single crochets right here. Now we're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to skip the next stitch, put a single crochet right in the next one. Chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Skip a stitch. Or no. Yeah. Skip 2 stitches. Did I skip 2 stitches over there? No, I did not skip 2 stitches over there. 9, 10. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and put a single crochet in the next stitch. We're going to chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Skip 2 stitches, put a single crochet in the next stitch. Do that once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Skip 2 stitches and single crochet. But this time we're going to do a total of 4 single crochets. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next one, chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will go over this after it's all crocheted here. Do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next one. And then we have 1 stitch left. We're going to put a single crochet right in there. That way it evens out and mirrors the other side. We're going to join with a slip stitch on top of that first single crochet there. Okay, let me pull this out just a little bit so we can review. So what we did was we started off with our chain 1, single crochet in the same space, and then single crochet in the next space. Chain 10, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next. Chain 10, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next. Chain 10, skip 2 stitches, and do a single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to chain 10, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 10, skip the 2 stitches, single crochet in the next, chain 10, skip 2 stitches, and single crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, joining with a slip stitch at the first single crochet. So you should look like a weird little bug here. Okay, now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 2 double crochets right in that same stitch right there. So 1, 2, okay, and that beginning chain is going to count as our first double crochet. Now in this chain space right here, we're going to put a single crochet, a chain 3, a single crochet, chain 6, single crochet, chain 3, and a single crochet. Okay, so we're gonna not doing any, oh no, I got a chain 2 there before we do those stitches, so don't forget your chain 2. So then we're gonna put a single crochet, chain 3, make a little boop diddy boop. Okay, put another single crochet, chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put a single crochet, come on, single crochet. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to put a single crochet here, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet, chain 2, once again the single crochet, chain 3. I'll review this in just a second here. Chain 6, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip this first single crochet right here and put 4 double crochets, 4 right in this next stitch. So we're skipping 1 and put 4 in the next. Come on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to put 3 double crochets right next to that. Okay, we're going to chain 2. I'm going to set this down and we're going to review, and then we'll work on the other side right here. Just straighten all these up, pull them out here. Okay, so what we did was we did a chain 3, 2 double crochets in that same spot there, chained 2, and then in each one of these loops we put a single crochet, a chain 3, a single crochet, a chain 6, a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, then we chained 2, and we did that right over again here, chained the 2, did it again, chained 2, skipped the stitch, did 4 in the next stitch, 3 in the next, we chained our 2, and we're going to continue on. So now we put our single crochet, chain 3, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet, chain 2, 1, 2, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, 1, 2, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, 1, oh, I don't like the look of that. That didn't quite turn out the way I like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet, chain 3, 2, 3, and a single crochet. Now to finish off the round, we're going to chain 2, we're going to skip this first stitch and put 4 in the next one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to join with a slip stitch right in top of that beginning right there. Okay? Pull these out. You can kind of see it's kind of like a little square. We're going to slip stitch into each of the next 2 stitches here. And we're going to chain 4. And this chain 4 is going to count as the first double crochet and chain 1. We're going to triple crochet right in that same spot. Come on, triple. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to skip this little bumpity bumper right here, and we're going to concentrate on this bigger chain loop right here. We're going to put 7 double crochets in this loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We are then going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip all this again and put 7 double crochets right in this larger chain space right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This is going to be the bottom jaw, or the start of the bottom jaw of the skull. We chain 3 and we're going to put 7 double crochet right in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Thought it was a little too quiet. I think there's a kitty cat coming here. Okay. Now we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to work on the moon part right here. See, if you haven't noticed, this is part of the triple moon. You got the center and the 2 sides right here. So now we're going to triple crochet, chain 1, and double crochet in this next stitch. So in the stitch right here, we're going to do a triple. We're going to put a single chain, and then we're going to put a double crochet right in that same space there. Okay. Now in the next stitch, we're going to put a double crochet. We're then going to work a half double crochet in the next stitch, work a single crochet in the next stitch, a half double crochet in the next, a double crochet in the next, and in the next stitch we're going to work a double crochet, a chain 1, and a triple crochet. So a DC, chain 1, and a triple. Okay, let's review this real quick. I'll turn it this way for you. So I chained 4, which is going to be the first double crochet and the chain 1 space, and then did a triple in the same stitch. Chain 3, 7 double crochet in the chain 6 chain space, chain 3, 7 crochet, or 7 double crochet, chain 3, 7 double crochet, chain 3, and then in this first stitch right here we're going to put the triple, chain 1, and a double crochet in the next, half double crochet, single crochet, half double crochet, and then in that last stitch is a double crochet, a chain 1, and a triple crochet. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to continue on to the other side. The 7 double crochet right in this space, 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 7 in the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now in this first stitch right here, we're going to put a triple crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet. Now we're going to put a double crochet in the next stitch, a half double in the next, a single crochet in the next one, a half double in the next, and then a double crochet in the next one. Come on, baby. Now we're going to join in the third chain of the beginning. Remember, we did 4 there, so you got to leave the 1, so you're just in the third. Okay. There we go. We are going to start round 6 now, and this is going to be the first row of teeth and kind of finishing off that moon look. Okay? So we are going to slip stitch into this little chain space, this chain 1 space right there. Okay. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put a double crochet in the same stitch. Now we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip this chain space, and we're going to put a DC tog or 2 DC decrease, if you wanted to call it that, in the same stitch. 2 DC cluster. There's many names for this one thing. I generally use the term DC tog or DC together. So you put a DC tog right here. Chain 1, skip stitch, put a double crochet in the next one, chain 1, skip stitch, put a double crochet in the next one, chain 1. We're going to skip the next stitch, put a DC tog right in this one. Now if you're not familiar with that, let me show you that real quick. Yarn over, act like you're making a double crochet, but you're not finishing it off. Then you're doing that once more. So you have the start of 2 double crochets on there, you have 3, and then voila. Okay, now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to put, oh, is it 2 or 3? Oh no, we're chaining 4. Woohoo! 1, 2, 3, oh, got 4 right there. Then we're going to skip here and put a DC tog in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip stitch, DC, chain 1, skip stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip stitch, and DC tog. Do chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, DC tog, chain 1, skip stitch, DC, chain 1, skip stitch, DC, chain 1, skip stitch, and then a DC tog right there. Don't worry about a little bit of bowing on here, or bowling, because it will flatten out pretty good. Now we are going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip this chain space, skip the stitch, and in this little chain space right here that we left, we're going to put 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Now we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 2. Come on, baby. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to skip all these stitches and put 2 double crochets in this little chain space once again. Why count when you know the destination? I'm showing you the destination. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, skip this chain space, put a double or DC tog right here. I will review once we get to the very end and do the joining. Chain 1, skip stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip stitch, double crochet, chain 1, skip stitch, do a double, chain 2, 3, 4, double crochet or DC tog in the next stitch, chain 1, skip, DC, chain 1, skip, DC, chain 1, skip, DC tog, chain 4, DC tog in the next stitch, chain 1, skip stitch, DC in the next, chain 1, DC in the next, chain 1, skip, and DC tog in the next. We're now going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to skip this chain space, skip the stitch, and put 2 double crochets in this little chain space right here. 1, 2. Now we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you want to know, we're skipping like 8 stitches, but you don't need to count. It's you got a destination point. So we're going to join with a slip stitch, top of that first chain space right there. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee because, boy, did my voice just lower. Okay, here, let's get going again. We're going to slip stitch into the next stitch right here. And now we're going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This counts as the first double crochet and a chain 4. Okay, kind of hold that a little bit. Now we're going to skip this chain space and we're going to do another row of teeth. So put a DC tog right here. We're going to chain 1, skip the chain space, DC right there. Oh, I said I was going to review back there, but then I had my voice lower and had a hoo-hoo. Okay, so just ignore the second row that we started here. What we did was we put our chain, we got ourselves into that little chain space, did our chain 3, double crochet in the same spot there. We chained 2, 2. Then we did our DC tog, skipped 1, DC, skipped 1, DC, skipped 1, DC tog, putting a chain space in each one. Chain 4 right in between the 2 skulls. Then we did a DC tog, chain 1, skip, DC, chain 1, skip, DC, chain 1, skip, DC tog. We did that right here. Then in the little chain space right here, we did the chain or the 2 double crochets, chained 8, 2 double crochets in that little chain space right there, and we worked our way over. We finished off with a chain 8 and joined in the top of the beginning, and now we just slip stitched into the next stitch, chained our 7, and we're going to start working on our other teeth. So we already did our DC together right there, chain 1 and our DC, chain 1, DC in the stitch, chain 1, DC tog in the next. Okay, let's see what we're supposed to be doing in between here. We are chaining 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, working our DC tog in that next stitch there, chain 1, DC in the next stitch, chain 1, DC in the next stitch, chain 1, DC tog, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, DC tog in the next, chain 1, DC, chain 1, DC, chain 1, DC tog, and now we are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip this next stitch or this next chain space right here. We're going to put double crochet in the next stitch. So double crochet right here. Now we're going to put a half double crochet in the next stitch. We're going to put 9 single crochets in this chain space right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then in this next stitch right here, we're going to put a half double crochet. In the next one, we're going to put a double crochet. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to work our teeth again. So DC tog, chain 1, DC, chain 1, DC, chain 1, DC, tog. Now, at this point you might be going, oh my gosh, she goes really fast. There's a little thing down below that if when you click onto the pause button, play button, stuff like that, you'll see little things come up. Sorry, my voice today. And you'll see like a little, what is it? A little gear, a little circle with a little gear. And you can click on that and you can actually change your speed. So you can slow me down. So you can give me a really slow voice. Or you can speed me up if you really want to hear me talk really high-pitched and see me really fly. Okay? So if you need me to go a little slower, feel free to lower the speed of the video. So now we're going to continue on. We're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. DC tog in the next. Chain 1, DC, or double crochet in the next. You can always buy the pattern too and work it with me while I'm working here. Because this is more of a crochet along than a tutorial. Because I'm not really teaching you anything. I'm just kind of sitting next to you and crocheting alongside you. Having a conversation, being silly, drinking some coffee. Just visiting, hanging out. Gonna chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now once again we're going to put our double crochet in this first stitch here. We're going to half double crochet in the next. We're going to put 9 single crochets in this space right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now in this stitch right here, we're going to work a half double crochet. Okay? And we're going to join in the third chain of the beginning. Woohoo! Got caught on my tape there. Okay. Doesn't look like much now, just looks like an oval, but just wait, just wait. So in the beginning right here, we slip stitched into the next stitch, chained our 7, which counted as our first double crochet, and our chain 4 space. We did a DC tog, chain 1, DC, chain 1, DC, chain 1, DC, chained 4. Did that all the way around here. And then in this stitch right here, am I still on camera? Yes, I'm still on camera. We put a double crochet, then a half double crochet in the next stitch, 9 singles, a half double crochet, a DC, and chain 4. We did our teeth again, chaining 4 in between here. And then to finish it off, we did our double crochet in the first stitch, half double crochet, chained 9, or did 9 single crochets, sorry about that. Put a half double crochet, which would be right on top of this beginning chain right there of the previous row, and then joined into the third chain of that row. Let's see here. Now we are going to move the beginning of this round, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick little trick here to get us over there. Now you can do a single slip stitch all the way over here if you would like to. It's easier this way, okay? And you get a little bit nicer look, I think. And sometimes you can't really get into those chains, those singles, so this is so much easier. So we're going to chain 1, do a slip stitch. Make sure it's nice and tight. Going to chain 1 and then do a slip stitch once more, okay? See how easy that was? Just quick and easy. So let me do that once again for you here. Like I said, you can single crochet all the way over to this third one right here, or just chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, slip stitch, and you're over there. Now we're going to chain, the pattern says chain 2, but it's supposed to be, it says chain 3, it's supposed to be a chain 2 because we're starting a DC tog right here. So we're going to put a DC tog, or we're going to chain 2, do a DC right up nice and tight there. Okay, so we moved, putting a beginning DC tog right there, so it's a chain 2 DC. In this next stitch, we're going to put a half double crochet and a single crochet. Now we're going to put a single crochet in each one of the next chain spaces and stitches till we get over here. So single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and in this stitch we're going to put a single crochet and a half double crochet. Now in this chain space right here, we're going to put a DC tog, a chain 7, and a DC tog. And a chain 7, 1, 2, or chain 4, woohoo! And put another DC tog right inside there. This next stitch, we're doing a half double and a single. Then we're doing singles all the way over to the other side there. You can hear my spool of thread possibly turning in my bowl. This last stitch right here, we're doing the single and a half double, working our DC tog in this next chain space, chaining 4, working a DC tog, and our half double crochet, and our single crochet, and then put a single crochet in each one of the next chain spaces and stitches here, working our way over, working our single crochet and our half right here. And in this chain space, we're going to be working our DC tog. Okay. Now we are going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can count and skip your next 6 stitches, or you can just kind of eyeball it in the middle there. And we're going to be doing a double crochet, a chain 3, and a double crochet. And we're going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can count those stitches if you want. There's supposed to be 6 of them. Or you can just go right over here and work your DC tog. Now we're going to put a half double crochet and a single crochet in here. What we're basically creating right here is the cheekbones and the upper lip. Come on, baby. Woohoo! Don't forget your single crochet and half crochet in the next stitch there. And in this chain space is the DC tog, chain 4, and a DC tog. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a half double crochet and a single crochet in this next one. And a single all the way across here. Single, 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 then single and a half in here, DC tog, chain 4 in the next chain space, half double crochet and a single crochet in this next one, we're going to single crochet our way all the way across there, putting a single crochet and a half in that last stitch, DC tog in the chain space, we're going to chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once again, you can count out 6 if you want, or you can just kind of eyeball it in the center and work your double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet, chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Skipping those 6 stitches again and our slip stitches that we used to go across there, joining on top of that first double crochet, if it lets me. And that will finish off that round right there. Okay. So we moved our starting point, worked a beginning double or DC tog, which is a chain 2 and a double crochet. Then we worked a half double crochet and a single crochet in the next stitch. Single crocheted all the way around till we got to the last double DC tog, which then we did a single crochet and a half double crochet. In the chain space, we did a DC tog, a chain 4, and a DC tog. We worked our half double crochet, single crochet in that first stitch there, single crocheted across, worked a single and a half double right there in the next stitch, and then did a DC tog, chain 4, DC tog, worked single crochet, well, basically did the same thing, chained 8, skipped 6 stitches, did a DC, chain 3, DC in the middle there, worked 8 stitches, skipped our 6 stitches, and worked our DC tog in this chain space right here, and we kept working our stitches, same as before. Finishing off the round with a chain 8, skipped some stitches there, DC, chain 3, DC in the center, chained 8, and joined at the top of the beginning of the chain there. We are now on page 4, round 9. So now we're going to chain 1, and that's going to be the start, so that way we can we're going to start right there, and we're going to put a half double crochet right in that same space right there. We're going to put a half double crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be our nose. We're going to skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next, come on baby, 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and put a half double crochet in each of the next 2. We're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, come on yarn, come on yarn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skipping this chain space and putting a half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches here. Going to put a single crochet in each of the next 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, giving us a nose. Skipping a stitch, putting a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Putting a half double crochet in each of the last 2 stitches there. I'm going to chain 5 and do that once more. So a half double crochet, half double crochet, if it lets me. Come on, baby. And single crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 for the nose. Skip, single crochet in the next 3. 2, 3, half double crochet in the next 2. 1, 2. Okay, now we have the little noses on our skulls. You can really see it developing now. Now we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to put a double crochet in this chain space right here. We're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put a double crochet, a chain 4, and a double crochet right in this space right here. So we're going to DC 1, 2, 3, 4, and double crochet. Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a double crochet in this chain space. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put a half double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Single crochet in each of the next 3. 1, 2, 3. Making our nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skipping that stitch, putting a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skipping the chain space, putting a half double in each of the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, make our nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip a stitch, single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, half double crochet in each of the next 2, chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip the chain space, put a half double in each of the next 2, single crochet in each of the next 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the nose, skipping a stitch, single crochet in each of the next 3, half double in each of the next 2, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this chain space we're going to put a double crochet. We're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put a double crochet and a chain 4 and a double crochet in this chain space right here. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And a DC. We're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put in a DC in this next chain space. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put a slip stitch right in top of that first half double crochet. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Okay. So what we did was, just a recap here, half double crochet in each of the first 2 stitches there, single crochet in the next 3, chain 4 for the nose, skipping 1 stitch, 3 consecutive single crochets, and then 2 half double crochets. We're chaining 5, 2 half doubles, 3 singles, chain 4 with a skip, 3 singles, 2 half doubles, did that once again over there. Then we chained 4, DC in the chain space, chained 5, then we put a DC, chain 4, and a DC in this chain space right here. Some may call it a V-stitch, but it wasn't technically a V-stitch. Then we did a chain 5, double crochet in the chain space, chain 4, then we worked our 2 half doubles, our 3 singles, our chain with our skipping a stitch, our 3 singles, 2 halves, chain 5, so on, till we got to over here, which then we did a 4, a DC in this chain space, chain 5. In this chain space we did a DC, chain 4, and a DC, chain 5, DC, and we closed off with a chain 4 and a slip stitch. We are going to start with a chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to put a DC in that same spot if we can there, and that's going to give us our beginning DC tog. We're now going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip the next stitches and put a half double crochet in the nose. This will make the bridge of the nose. We're then going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the stitches, skip the next 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, put a DC tog in the next stitch there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, so after we do that DC tog, we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 2 DCs in this next chain space. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip this hidden stitch right here because it's considered hidden because it looks like it's part of the chain right here. Put a DC tog. Going to chain 4, half double in the nose, chain 4, skip the 4 stitches and put a half double or a DC tog in that next stitch there. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll review in just a moment. Putting 2 double crochets in that next chain space, chain 3, skipping the hidden stitch right here, putting a DC tog in this next stitch, chain 4, half double in the nose, chain 4, skipping 4 stitches and putting a DC tog in this next stitch. Let's review. So what we did was we put a chain 2 and a DC tog in the same space right here. Then we chained 4, put a half double inside the nose, chained 4, skipped the 4 stitches and put a DC tog in that next stitch. We chained 3, put 2 double crochets in the chain space, chained 3, skipped the hidden stitch, put a DC tog in that next one, chained 4, half double in the nose, chained 4, skipped 4 stitches, did a DC tog once again in that last stitch, chain 3, 2 DC, chain 3, then we skip the hidden, work the DC tog, chain 4, half double in the nose, chain 4, skip 4 stitches, and DC tog in the next. So now what we're going to do is chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip this chain space. We're going to put 2 double crochets in this next stitch right here. 1, 2. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and inside here we're going to work triple crochet, triple crochet, and a chain 1 4 times, and then adding an extra triple crochet. This is going to give us 5 triple crochets and 4 chain 1 spaces. Okay, so we're tripling, a triple, chain 1, triple, chain 1, triple, chain 1, triple, chain 1, and a triple. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip the chain space, and work 2 double crochets in here. I'll review that in just a moment. Don't forget to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to skip this one and put a DC tog in this next stitch here. So what we did was we chained 3, or no, sorry, we chained 4, and we put 2 DC in this next stitch, chained 3, worked 5 single triple crochets with a single chain in between each one. Oh my goodness. We chained 3, and then we skipped the chain space, put 2 DCs in this next one, and before anybody corrects me, I got a frog and put an extra little chain right there because I only did 3, and we need 4. There, now we're 4, so nobody's going to be commenting in the down there saying you only did 3. Okay, so now we're going to be working the skulls again with the DC tog, chain 4, half double, chain 4, skipping the 4 stitches, DC tog in the next, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 DC in the next chain space, chain 3, DC tog in the next stitch there. Remember, we're skipping that hidden one because it's, well, hidden. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, half double in the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, skipping 4 stitches, DC tog in the next, chain 3, 2 double crochets in the next chain space there, chain 3, we're going to skip the hidden stitch and work a DC tog in the next one, chain 4, half double in the nose, chain 4, skipping 4 stitches, DC tog in the next, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, we're going to skip the chain space, working 2 double crochets in this next one here. Oh no, this was 4 again. Oh, I messed up again. This is 4. We're chaining 4, not 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, catching myself here before all you do and correct me. So now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, triple chain 1, triple chain 1, triple chain 1, triple chain 1, and triple. We're going to do chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, skip the chain space and put 2 DC in the next stitch. Chain 4, gotta remember to get this right this time. And now we're going to join in the top of the beginning, or the first DC right here. Oh look, we changed our shape. Now we got a football. Okay, we are now on round 11, and we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a half double crochet in the same space right here. We're going to put 5 single crochets in each of the next 2 chain spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skipping the stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to put a half double crochet in this next stitch right here. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 2 double crochets. Oop, got a little fuzzy somehow. We're going to put 2 double crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a half double crochet in this first stitch here. Work 5 single crochets in each of the next 2 chain spaces. Putting a half double in that last stitch right there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. DC in each of the next 2 stitches, 2 DCs that is. Chaining 3, half double in the next stitch, 5 singles in each of the next 2 chain spaces. and a half double in the next. We're now going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skipping the chain space, putting once again 2 DCs in each one of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're going to chain 3 once more, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to skip the stitch, or skip this chain space, skip the stitch, and in each one of these little single chain spaces we're going to put a double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet. So DC, chain 1, DC, DC in the next, chain 1, and a DC, chain 1, and a DC, DC, chain 1, and a DC. Okay, so we're going to have 4 sets of the double crochet, single crochet, or double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. 4 sets of those. Okay, I'm going to chain 3, skip the next chain space, put a 2 DC in each of the next 2 stitches. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll be working the next 3 skulls by putting a half double in the first stitch there, 5 single crochets in each of the next 2 chains. Half double in the next, chain 3. Going to skip the chain space, put 2 DC in each of the next 2 stitches. We're going to chain 3, half double crochet in the next stitch, 5 singles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and putting a half double in that last stitch there, chain 3, 2 DC in each of the next 2 stitches, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a half double in the next stitch there, 5 singles in the next 2 chain spaces, and rounding that last skull out with that half double in that last stitch. We're going to chain 3, skip the chain space, put 2 DC in each of the next 2 stitches, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Once again, we're going to be skipping the chain space, skipping this first stitch, and in each one of these next 4 chain spaces, we're going to be putting a double crochet, a chain 1, and a double crochet. DC, DC, chain 1, DC, DC, chain 1, DC, DC, chain 1, and a DC. We're going to work a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skipping the chain space and putting 2 double crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. 1, 2, 1, 2. Finish off the row by chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and joining with a slip stitch in top of that first half double crochet right there. Now we're on the last row. Yeah, this doesn't take too much. And look, we still have, remember what we started out with? We started out with about this much thread, okay? And I still have all this left. I should be able to get my final row done. If not, I do have this I can attach to it. Okay. So now round 12 in the pattern is broken down quite a bit. You can see I broke it down into nice little sections here for everyone. We're going to be doing the dreaded pickets or picots, picante, picards, whatever you would like to call them. I like to call them little bumpity bump bumps, so that's what I'm going to be calling them in here because that just sounds funner, right? Just, yeah, little bumpity bump bumps. Okay, we don't like little bumpity bump bumps on our skin, but we do like them on our patterns. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into this next one. Okay, because this one's considered hidden. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you can chain one, single crochet in the same space. What I do is I just skip that. That's just for the people who like to be fancy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to work 5 triple crochets in this stitch right here. So I'm going to be skipping 3 stitches and working by just doing the, basically just slip stitching in that one spot. You're just making it kind of closer to the skull. That's all. Okay, we're putting 5 in there. And then we're going to put 5 in the next stitch. So 5 triples in this next stitch right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches. One's going to be a little hidden right here, so 1, 2, 3. Skip here. So just remember, we're not going to be working in the half double. So if you don't feel like counting, don't worry about it. We're just going to be skipping all these and skipping this last stitch. So join with a slip stitch right there. Okay, and this finishes off the top of the skull. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I will go over this again once we get over to the skull. Let's work on the center part here. So I'm chaining 3, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets in this next stitch. 1, 2. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet in the top of the stitch right there, that last DC we made. See, I'm underneath 2 of the loops. I'm going to put make that into a single crochet. And that gives us our first little bumpity bump of this round. I'm going to put 2 double crochets in this next stitch. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Working a single crochet on top of the next, or top of that last stitch we made. Working 2 DC in the next. Chain 3. Working our single crochet on top of there. Then we're going to work 2 double crochets in this next one, but we're not going to be working a little bump. We are going to be chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. And remember, this one is hidden, so we're going to slip stitch into this next one. We're going to work 5 triples. We're going to be skipping 3 stitches here, so 1, 2, 3. Working 5 triple crochets in this next stitch. So we're skipping 3, 5 in this next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now I'm going to put 5 triples in this next stitch right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remember what we said? We're going to be skipping 3 stitches, so we're not working that one, so we're just going to slip stitch in the next, right there, okay? And that gives us the top of the little skull. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, 2 DC in the next stitch, chain our 3, make our single crochet in top there, 2 DC, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in top of that last stitch, 2 DC in the next, make our little bumpity bump bump, 2 DC in the next, going to chain 3, we're skipping that hinge stitch, putting a slip stitch in the next one, skipping 3 stitches, putting 5 triples in the next, slipped off of there, 3, 4, and 5, 5 triples in the next stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, skipping the next 3 stitches and putting a slip stitch in the next one, chaining 3, putting our 2 DC in the next stitch there. I'll review real quick after I get this little section done. Make our little bumpity bump bump. Not doing triples. Sorry, my mind's wandering real quick. Okay, make another little bumpity bump bump. In that last stitch, we're just going to put 2 double crochets. And then we will be chaining 2, okay, to finish off that little section. So now what we did was we made our top of our skull right here, which was a slip stitch. In the pattern, it's going to have you do a slip stitch, a chain 1, and a single crochet. So it's up to you if you want to do that. It kind of raises it a little bit. This keeps it a little tighter. It's up to you. But how we're doing it for this video, which we're going to be doing a slip stitch. We're skipping 3 stitches, putting 5 triples in the next stitch, 5 triples in the next stitch, skipping 3, putting a slip stitch in that next stitch, chaining 3, then we're going to skip the chain space. We're going to put 2 double crochets right here. We did our chain 3, single crochet in top of our last stitch, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, chain 3, single crochet in our last stitch we made there, 2 double crochets in our next stitch, chain 3, single crochet in our stitch right there, and then we put 2 double crochets in the next stitch. We chained 3, skipped the chain space, skipped the hidden stitch, slip stitched, skipped 3, 5 triples, 5 triples in the next, skipped 3, slip stitch. Okay, then we're going to chain 3, did our 2 double crochets, made our bump, 2 double crochets, made our bump, 2 double crochets, made our bump, 2 double crochets, and then we did our chain 3, slip stitch, we did our 5, slip stitch, did our 3, and I'm not going to repeat that again right there. And so then we have our chain 2 right here. We're going to start working on the center point. Now this is where it might get a little more difficult, so I will try to go slow on this one and really show you how to get this done. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 triple crochets in this little chain space right here. So yeah, so triple and a triple. Now we're going to work one of those little lovely bumpity bumps. So we're going to chain 3, put a single crochet in top of that stitch right there. We're then going to put 2 triples in this next little chain space right here. This time we're going to make 3, yes, 3 of these little bumps right on top of each other. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, single crochet on top of that last stitch, 1, 2, 3. We're going to carefully find the top of our slips, our single crochet there, and do that. Put a single crochet. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to show you an alternate way if you can't find the top of your single crochet like this. You can open up that little chain 3 that you made and just make a single crochet inside there. Okay, so if you can't find it, there's always an alternative. Don't freak out. Okay, so once again, you chain 3 and you single crochet, or you can just find 2 loops or 2 little things like that, stick it in there and make your crochet 2. Don't freak out. If you freak out, you're not going to be able to do it. So don't freak out. It's not as hard as what you think it is, okay? And no one's going to know if you flubbed up a little bit. Only you. And then even later on, you're going to forget about it. So now what we're going to do, now that we have 3 of those, we're going to put a double crochet in top of this triple right here, okay? Okay. Now if you can't find that, to do that, you can always just double crochet around the side of the triple. It'll give you a slightly different look, but you can also do it that way. Like I said, don't freak out. You don't have to find exactly where it goes. It's okay. Okay, practice makes perfect. So if you keep practicing, you'll be able to get that. So never, never fear. So now what we're going to do, we're going to repeat and do this 2 more times. Okay, this little section with the 3 bumps and the DC. So we're going to make the chain 3, single crochet in top there, chain 3, single crochet once again in top, chain 3, single crochet in top of that there, and now we're going to put a double crochet in top of that first double crochet. So again, if you can't find it, just work a front post right around your DC there. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't stress over things. 1, 2, 3. We're making more of those little bumps right there. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a double crochet top of that last double crochet. Now here's where the fun part comes in. You can see it has cute little boop boop boops. Very adorable. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a half double crochet right on top of this triple right here. Now if you worked one around it, just do the same thing. Otherwise, just work your just work your half double crochet right in top there. Just find 2 loops. It's okay. Okay? Don't worry about it. Just find 2 loops. You'll get it. Now once you get this lovely thing made, we are going to skip these 2 stitches and put 2 triples in this little chain space right here. We're going to put one of those little bumpity bumps, so chain 3, single crochet in top of that last stitch there. We're going to put 2 triples in that next little chain space right here. I'll break that, what we just did, down in just a moment. Okay, now we're going to chain 2, or is it, or are we chaining 3? Forgot, we're chaining 2, I was right. Okay, now, as you can see, we got a cute little bumpity bump weird thingy up there. So what we did was we chained 2. We put our 2 triples in this first little chain space right here, made a bumpity bump, put 2 triples in the next little chain space. We made 3 bumps on top of each other. We put a double crochet in top of this first triple. Then we did 3 bumps, a DC into that top of that DC right there. Then we made 3 more bumps. We put a DC on top of this one right here. And then we joined this together to a half double in top of here. Now if you can't do all this, just work, if you can't figure this part out, don't stress over it. Just work triples, basically just do this right here, but with triple crochets right here, okay? Never stress, never stress. You can either frog it and keep trying, or just adapt, okay? No one's gonna know except for you. And then you can be all like, oh, I was just using my own artistic style and flair, okay? So don't ever stress over something. If you don't understand it, just keep moving forward. Look for help, ask for help, or just adapt, okay? Don't ever stress over the little things in life. That's what gives us gray hairs, and actually I think gray hairs are in at this point, so just don't worry about things. Don't worry about things. That's what coffee and chocolate cake's for. They help. Okay, so now we're going to finish off the round here, and we're going to chain our 2, put our 2 double crochets in this stitch right here. Gonna make our bumpy bump, so 1, 2, 3, single crochet top of that stitch, 2 DC in the next one, chain 3 making our bump, single crochet in top of there, 2 DC in this one, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, 2 double crochets in that next one, and then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skipping the chain, skipping that hidden stitch right there, putting a slip stitch there. We're going to be skipping 3 stitches, working our 5 triples in that next one. I hear a cat, but I don't see a cat in my office. I dropped my stitch, if you're wondering, and I just picked it back up. That's just years of practicing and realizing what you did. It's 2 there, 3, is that 4? Yep, that's 4. I need one more. I'm going to be skipping, gotta pull that one out, skipping 3 stitches, slip stitching in the next one, chain 3, do our 2 double crochets in the next stitch there, chain 3, making our bumpity bump, 2 DC in the next, chain 3, work our bump, putting our 2 DC in the next one, chain 3, make our bump, putting 2 DC in the next, then we're going to be chaining 3 and we're starting our next top of the skull. Don't forget we're skipping 3 there, putting our triples, make it 5 of those in there, five in the next one, and you're going to slip stitch in the neck. We're skipping 3, putting a slip stitch. Let's do the, oh, we're almost done. Chain 3, putting 2 doubles in the next, chain 3, make our bump, 2 DC, make our bump, 2 DC, make our bump, 2 DC, then chain 3, working on our last skull here. We're skipping the hidden, putting our slip, we're skipping 3, putting 5 triples, I just heard some interesting noise downstairs. That's a later problem. Pesky cats like to play. Okie dokie there. And we're going to skip 3 stitches, slip stitch into the next one, chain 3, working our 2 double crochets in here, chain 3, do our single, do 2 double crochets, chain 3, single crochet in top there, 2 DC, chain 3, single crochet in top there, finishing that little section off with 2 double crochets. Okay, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work on the center part once more. I'm going to get a sip of coffee and then I'll be right back to help you there. See, we're almost done. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 triple crochets in this chain space right here. We're going to be working one of those little bumpy bumps, so we're chaining 3, putting a single crochet in top there, putting 2 triple crochets in this next little chain space right here. Now on top of this one, we're going to be working 3 of the bumps consecutively. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, and now we're going to put a double crochet in top of here, top of our first triple crochet there. We're going to be making 3 more of those little bumps. 2, 3, single crochet in top there, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in top, 1, 2, 3, single crochet on top of that right there, putting a double crochet in top of this double crochet, chain 3, making the bumpity bumps again, now we're going to put a double crochet right on top of this double crochet right here. Okay, now we have 3 little bumpity bump bumps. They're quite cute. Now we're going to put a half double crochet in top of this last triple crochet that we made. There we go. Now we're going to put a 2 triple crochets in this next little chain space right here. Work a little bumpity bump on top of that, so we're chaining 3, single crocheting in top of that last stitch, 2 more triples in that next little chain space there. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to work our 2 double crochets in this next stitch. 1, 2, chain 3, single crochet in the next one, or in top of that last. We're going to be working 2 double crochets in the next, chain 3, single crochet in top of that last DC there, 2 double crochets in the next stitch, making our last bump of this doily, and then putting 2 double crochets in that last stitch there. We're going to end it with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to join top of that first stitch right there, or just before where our triples are hooked down to right there. Okay, going to chain our 2, pull our thread, and chop it. Okay, now when you're working with vintage, don't pull on that to make that knot too hard, otherwise you could snap it. Okay, now to finish it off, I'm going to maybe thread our needle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backwards into the stitch right and back. I don't have my pliers with me, but sometimes I use pliers. I'm going to try to get into those single crochets right here. Use my desk to help push them in there. Push the hook in. pushing. My hands are slippery. I gotta go get my pliers. My dad gave me these little itty bitty pliers. So I keep them in with my crochet stuff. Okay. And then I pull onto that string hard enough to try to get my knot to hide in there, but I don't want it super tight to warp the thing. So you kind of got to play with it here and there. So now I'm going to keep tucking this in. I knit a little bit more. And then normally I would go all the way around here, but let's see if I can get it in there. It's a little tight. Get into these last. Try to get a tail that's about 2-3 inches long to tuck in. Sometimes we don't get that luxury if we are playing chicken here, but I didn't have to. Okie dokie. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hook or my needle, and I'm going to skip over 1 or 2 of these little loops that my thread just went through. And I'm going to go back through those single crochets that I just went through. And this is going to help lock this in place. Okay, I'm going to use this. I'm not even going to try. These are just I don't even know where he got them from. He just gave me these little pliers. Looks like some stainless steel. Okay, and so now that's locked in place. Going to, for some reason I got black thread here. Knit that, and then voila. Okay. So if you can find a little pair of pliers to put in your little thing, it all works out great. Okay, so as you can see, we are all finished here. We have our 6 skulls and our triple moon. And henceforth the name Triple Moon Skull, or Triple Moon Skulls. So once again, you can find the pattern here on Ravelry and Etsy. And if you want to help me out, you can go into my link tree and not only find where to pick up those patterns, but you can also purchase a finished pattern or one of my other art pieces on my Etsy page. You can send me thread or any other things through my Amazon wish list. Also, there's a place where you can become a patron and donate $5 or $10, and you will get your name in one of my videos. So that is all today. Thank you for working with me and sitting with me. And if you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. So I will talk to you later on the next one. Have a wonderful day.